Hello Twitch, Notorious RBG here, going to be streaming the developer Q&A. We just had a really big update, a lot of exciting new features. You can see behind me we got Gribbly, we got, who's behind my head, T-Money, B-Boz, I want to say PBL Duffy, Votivators around here somewhere. Going to be a really exciting Q&A. If you aren't able to get into the Q&A, you can always, there's the camera. If you aren't able to get into the Q&A, you can always go join our Discord and go into the events channel, and I'll be bringing questions in from the Discord to the developers. So I hope you guys enjoy watching. If you like what you see, follow, subscribe, whatever it is on Twitch. I'm new to this, question mark. Let's get this going. Let me just get Twitch working properly. And there we go.
One person. All right. Well,
all right.
Started.
Oh. I'm good to go.
You made it, Pigsty! You made it, Swingly!
I may or may not have joined through one of you guys after.
The door's still not working, I don't think.
Touch your toes. Oh.
Oh, it is now. Never mind.
I got in.
Yep. No.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Q&A.
The door might not be working, apparently, Pigsty says.
No, it is now. It is now. It wasn't. It wasn't before when I joined through.
There's not nearly enough people in here.
No, there should be a swarm of people.
Come to me.
Yeah,
I think I'm friends with everyone here.
Why would the door have not worked?
Uh-oh, technical difficulties.
The doors weren't working.
Hold, please.
Question, why is the door not working?
That is a good question.
I'm going to put that in the transcript. Just for you.
Alright, so this room set up, 40 players is maxed.
Is it on the
It's
server
open,
side, making it the event room?
Stop saying technical
stuff
and
pretending
It's
Hang on.
not ready.
Bilal,
Not ready.
what do we need to do to get this room to work?
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
The door to the room is not working.
I won't say technical things, I'll just say below broke it.
We're doing a Q&A and the people can't get in through the door.
All you gotta say is just jargon, 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 hard maybe. And everyone will understand
you. Yeah, the HTTP of the server thing.
You can't understand.
We believe everyone's coming in through Mama Monkey.
Maybe. Did any of you guys get in through the door?
You okay?
I did not.
No, I didn't.
No one got in through the door.
Come on, fix the door.
I clicked on your name and I could join through you.
Everybody message me
Yeah,
on Discord.
this is gonna be the intimate
No,
Q&A.
don't. Alright, give us a second to get the door open, we'll get some more people in and we'll get started.
That's fine. Take your time, guys.
I get to say hi to all my favorite people.
I will sip my blue drink.
That's a lie. I'm not.
You really tried. Oh shoot, you can still see the center of my room in the stream. Whoopsie!
I saw you yesterday.
Where did those gloves come from?
Yeah. You made it.
Probably did, yeah.
Random boxes.
Where's the second microphone?
I don't know.
I think somebody deleted it with the maker pen.
There we go.
Oh,
It was
okay.
frozen.
Too firm?
Okay.
nervous,
Public.
You can hold mine down if you like.
What is it?
Yeah, this is a Q&A already with the devs, so if you don't have any questions, it would be recommended if you leave.
Oh my god, I've never seen someone
Didn't even.
Hey,
Oh, the lag.
Can you leave, try to come back to the door and tell me what it says?
This room.
I don't think anyone
It's been
wants
there.
to leave.
Okay, there's
Yeah, we should really
one.
make these
Where's
technical
Sasuke?
I'm just hoping I don't lag out.
You made
Yeah.
It's very Shilama.
There you are. I didn't know we were sitting there trying to get in. We didn't know we had the wristband to go to.
Okay, so the question was...
Pixie, what'd you see when you tried to come in through the door?
I don't
Event
see
not
Sasuke
ready.
in here.
Event not ready. So it says event not ready.
Yeah,
Did you
try
get the time
following
right?
you.
I am.
If you want him to join.
Valve since
Oh, yay.
Well, we got quite a few people
Thanks,
here
Sparky.
anyway.
Close the...
I'm on the,
Oh, no, you can't invite.
I'm on the Twitch
Mama
chat here.
Monkey or one of you
It
guys.
is public
Thanks,
now.
Sparky. I can't scroll in the Twitch chat, so I apologize if I missed something. But
Yeah, it's public. We just had to join through.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
there's so many people.
Getting in through the door, they're already getting in.
Oh,
through
cool.
going to someone that's in the
Did you
room
like
already.
Duffy's circuit how-to? That was just...
I was still
Oh, okay,
confused.
yeah.
Oh, I better pay
Yeah,
attention.
that was
Alright,
just
I think
fun.
Bilal's gonna try to get the doors open, but let's get started. We got a lot of people in here right now. Sound good?
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to the Q&A, everybody!
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw saw Mustang
we've got-
here.
Alright.
There, I was trying to...
We got Duffy over here who worked on credits for us, or worked on circuits. We got T-Money, he's one of our artists here. Votivator, works in the Maker Pen a bunch. Gribbly, he's does everything. And then I was planning on the merch booth this time, so if you have merch booth questions, I can help you with that. So from a hand, first question. Let's go to Notorious. What do you got, Notorious?
The only thing I have to say is perhaps the thing we did at the very end where somebody asks a question and then leaves so that more people can come in might be a good idea this time around, too.
Sure. Notorious is suggesting that once you've got your question answered or had your fill, you leave to make room for other people. As a courtesy, if you like.
So I
forgot to mention it before, sorry.
There is. Someone in here is live streaming.
Is there, Notorious, is there a stream?
Yeah.
There is, yes. Twitch.tv/TheNotoriousRBG.
Alright, so
spelled like that.
It's twitch.tv/TheNotoriousRBG. RBG, okay. Alright, who's got a question for us? Alright, Caustic Bomber, what you got?
So, will there be enough tickets to purchase every item in the merch booth?
Oh, okay, so the question was, will there be enough tickets/tokens, we're going to try and call them tokens, but we're not super consistent on that. Will there be enough to purchase every item in the merch booth? That sounds like a B-Bots question, so I'm going to throw the mic to him. You ready for this?
Are you actually going to throw the mic to me? You are?
Oh, look at that. Okay.
What a cat. So tokens are the currency that you use in the merch booth in the rec center. And you can get up to 95 tokens a day. And the items in the merch booth vary in their cost. So if you play every day and do everything you
oh my gosh, dude, my head's
can to get tokens every day, you can get a full outfit in the booth. So you can get the hat, the gloves, and the torso for one outfit. But you won't be able to get both outfits this time around. And like it said in the notes, the merch booth is an experiment. We're trying it for 2 weeks. The cost of things might change. The amount of items in there might change. We're just trying to figure out what the right way to put it all together is.
I also have another question. Will Rec Room always be free to play?
I'm going to give that back to you, Gribbly.
Alright, so the question was, will Rec Room always be free? So yeah, I mean, yes. So what we've said in the past, and we definitely still mean, is that there'll always be a free version of Rec Room, for sure, because we want, we're a social app, we want as many people as we can get playing together. At a certain point, we've always been pretty transparent about the fact that, we're going to have to make some money at some point. So, we're going to experiment with different ways to monetize, and so, there'll definitely be things you can spend money on Rec Room, but yeah, there'll always be a free way to come and play Rec Room, hang out with people. That's for sure. Alright, who else has got a question for us? Touch your toes.
Okay, I have a Duffy question because it's circuits.
Ooh. Oh, circuits question. I'm gonna preemptively throw the mic over to Duffy for this circuits question.
So my question is, so currently in the system for circuits, it's actually pretty complicated just to get a simple storing variable value type thing.
Right.
So two circuits that I don't know, kind of felt like they were missing were a flip-flop and a mux. And so if those two were there, I feel like there would be a lot more. So are you guys planning to add some more
flip-flop and what?
a multiplexer?
Oh, okay.
So repeat the question, Eric.
So what he's asking is certain circuits are already pretty difficult to build, and he would like to see a mux and a flip-flop to make that a little bit easier.
I have a question.
My answer to that is we're going to keep adding stuff. We had to basically come up with a minimum spec for what we thought we could get out. So yeah, flip-flop has definitely been on my list. Right now you can get around it with Modulo 2 is in the demo room, but obviously that's not the best. But yeah, we're gonna keep adding stuff. So
maybe Duffy will get mad at me for talking about this, but one of the things we're thinking about for circuits is that the first version of circuits is pretty low level. And you got to use a lot of chips to get some pretty basic functionality. But what we hope to do is give you a way to kind of make a circuit, package it up, and so it kind of you can pack 10 chips into one chip, and then share that chip with someone else. So you say, all right, I built like a scoring circuit. I packaged it up into one chip, and then I can give that to T-Money, who's like, you know, who's not the world's greatest programmer, but I could give him like, you know, here's one we made earlier. We'll pull it out of the oven. We'll give it to T-Money, and then he can just use that high-level circuit. So does that make sense?
You're implementing shared libraries.
So like, yeah, kind of. So yeah, so this first version is very low level. It's like, you know, the most basic circuit nodes you can think of. But then over time, we'll let you like make more and more complex circuits, and as soon as one person's made it, then they can share that with other people, and not everyone has to start from scratch every single time. All right, what else can we talk about? Moz, what you got?
Because of the new circuits update, I've been wondering, why can't we have, like, lights? If you press a button.
Yeah. All right, so the question from Moz... Yeah, question from Moz was, you know, now that we got circuits, how come we can't have lights that you can turn on and off with the circuits and stuff like that, right? And so, yeah, it's a good question. So the way we're thinking about it is we definitely want to get to allowing you to control lighting and have more variety in the lighting in your custom rooms and do stuff like that. We just, from a priority standpoint, what we're focusing on first, the way we say it internally when we're talking about it on the team is we say functionality first. That's our first goal, is we want to kind of expand out the kinds of games you can make and make sure there's a rich enough set of tools you've got to make just about any game you could make. And then we're going to worry about making it look fancier and give you more control over lighting. So from a priority standpoint, we're probably going to go deeper and broader on the kinds of games you can make first, and then we'll add more control over lighting and stuff like that. So it's not that we don't want to do it, and it's not that we're not going to do it. It's just that we that'll be like, that's medium term as opposed to short term. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was a much more in-depth answer than I wanted.
Okay, that you wanted. That's it. He's telling me, shut up, Gribbly. Mustang, what'd you get?
This is like a question and a concern, because when I started the merch booth, it glitched out and I wasn't getting any more tokens. Like, it was like bugged.
Hopefully the new update sorts that.
I think maybe it was
You were saying that the merch booth glitched out. How did it glitch out?
Well, right when I started up, I realized that after I finished my day, I didn't get any tokens from it, while my other friend was. And I asked him, was it saying that he got 15 tokens? He said, yeah. I was like, oh, that didn't happen to me.
Okay, so the first day, was it yesterday when we pushed? So yesterday when we released tokens, we had a bug where some people were only getting partial tokens or no tokens. So that bug should be fixed now. If you're still seeing that problem, let us know on Discord or Reddit so we can make sure it's fixed. But that should be fixed now, and I extended the run of the store by a day to make up for that bug.
I should also put that literally just happened to me today.
That happened to you today? Okay, so that's a bug that we should track down then. So you completed a daily but did not get any tokens today. I'm seeing heads not. Have other people's completed a daily challenge and not getting tokens today?
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Definitely. I haven't done any.
Today. Okay. All right. Thanks.
It only gives
we'll make sure that's priority for us.
Dailies.
Say that again, Pigsty?
It only gave it to me when I finished all my dailies.
Okay, and how many did you get?
15.
Oh. 15 when you finished them all. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely look into it. That's a bug. Sorry, guys.
Hand.
I noticed the bug and I was like, wait a minute.
What weapons will the pirate quest have?
Oh, hang on, one at a time, please.
I was like, well, thank God.
Dexter.
Will the pirate quest have new weapons?
Shut up.
Oh, okay, so the question was, will Pirate Quest have new weapons? Was that the question?
Or what weapons?
Yeah.
So, did you play the Pirate Quest preview?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how much we want to say. All right. So first of all, I can say that that Pirate Quest is coming out very, very soon. We're about to release a little teaser trailer that T-Money has made that reveals the launch date that we're committing to. It's real soon. And so if you played the preview, so some of the things you would have played with was this quest is kind of a little more melee focused than the previous quests. And so it has swords, and you can hit people with bar stools, and you got like breakable weapons. You can sword fight with skeletons. It's real cool. And so yeah, there are definitely a bunch of additional weapons that are going to be in the final quest that weren't in the preview. I don't want to spoil by saying what they are. What I will say is that they're extremely cool. I'm a huge fan of them. Yeah, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So yeah. Alrighty, here we got a bunch of questions here. So let's go USMC PVT, and then we'll go Sasuke.
Yeah. All right. So.
Good question.
Swashbuckled first. Will you guys ever implement the feature where you could design something on on a program and then submit it to one of your VR worlds?
Oh, okay. So the question was, would we ever implement something where you could design something outside of VR using an external program, like maybe you could make it in Unity or something like that, and then bring it into Rec Room? Answer on that is everyone's favorite answer. That's a maybe. We definitely wouldn't rule that out. That's something we've thought about. And
hard or a soft maybe?
It's a medium firmness maybe. So what I will say is our first priority is making the ability to build stuff without leaving VR much richer. So we want to focus on that first. But down the road, we can imagine adding the ability to import stuff. We haven't made a firm decision either way on that one, but it's definitely not our priority in the short term. All right, Sasuke, what you got?
Yeah, so my question is
Oh, there he is.
Damn, I forgot my question. Whatchamacallit. So if are you guys ever gonna add like a way to add motion to objects? Like say for example, like if you put like some type of tool inside of a car you made and then you could like ride in it or something like that?
Yeah. All right. So the question was, are we ever going to add the ability to create motion or make cars that you could ride on and stuff like that? That one, yes, we definitely plan to.
Nice.
So between Duffy and Votivator here, they're two of the key people who'll be working on that stuff. But yeah, we definitely have plans to add physics support to custom rooms, and yeah, allow you to add that's all part of functionality first, like making sure that you can make your own games in Rec Room. You can't really make full games if you can't make things move around. Probably the next thing we'll really dig into is control over spawning. So you can spawn objects, you can spawn players, stuff like that. And then shortly after that, physics and movement. But yeah, so that's high priority stuff that we're definitely going to be working on.
Cool.
Right, great question. All right, I Kill Pigeons, what you got?
So speaking of doing the daily quests and such, and obviously they're going to be a lot more important to do with the new merchandise booth. Is there a particular reason why you can't do a daily in a custom room or in a private room?
Because you could, I'm guessing because you could spam it, right? Or you could, I don't know.
Cheat it?
Yeah, we do.
So I think.
What was the question?
The question is there a reason you can't do daily challenges in custom rooms? Are you talking like you create a private paintball
Well, like I like doing quests in private rooms, for example, because if one of the players crashes, we don't have that awkward. Oh, hey, buddy, we're waiting for our friend, for example.
I think we initially set it up that way so people wouldn't exploit the system, but I don't feel strongly that that's true. So as we move forward with the merch booth, I think definitely something we'll play around with is letting players do them in custom rooms. But
excellent, thank you. Dailies in custom quests.
I know you can weeklies, but I think maybe the daily system hasn't caught up yet.
Got it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Question from Discord.
Yeah, so Notorious has questions from Discord.
Hi, I'm right in the middle.
Where did Notorious go?
I'm in the middle.
Oh, there you are.
Here I am. So I got a question from Jeff07734. He was wondering if we're ever going to be... Wow, you're spazzing out there. If we're ever going to be able to use variables that aren't 0 and 1. Or variable values that aren't 0 and 1.
Duffy?
In the circuitry.
Maybe. By default, like the goals and stuff are all doing 1 just because that's a simple thing to remember. Is that there's... Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm supposed to repeat the question. His question was, is there ever going to be a time where circuits use values other than 0 and 1? And my answer, as I said, was maybe. Right now, all those things, the buttons that you can press, the goals, all that stuff outputs a 1 just because it's simple to remember. 1 means that something happened and then you can multiply to get other values. There might come a time, if enough people want it, that you can edit the goal to output any number. I don't know. We'll see. Just keep letting us know what you guys want and we'll go from there.
Alright, let's see. We'll go over this side of the room. We haven't done much over here. So is that Craft or PSVR?
Yeah. Finally, someone actually got my name right.
Hey!
Okay, so with the whole idea with the merch store, I've seen that the items that are there are kind of different costume sets. Will it continue to stay like that, or will it end up being a little like laser tag where they're different styles of items? And after that, I have another question.
So the question is, in the merch booth right now, it's 2 different outfit sets. So is it going to always be outfit sets? Or is it going to be more like the laser tag booth where it could be any kinds of items? And the answer is any kinds of items. We're trying out outfit sets right now. We're going to explore different stuff as we move forward with the booth. And what was your second question you said?
I've experienced a few weird issues with a custom room a couple weeks back, and I've still had it. Every time I try to log into the session, it crashes my entire game, and it just takes me back to the dorm room with an error code -6. And I've searched everywhere with no avail.
So Craftor is getting an error in custom rooms where he gets sent back to his dorm room and gets a -6 error, and Motivator is going to answer that for us. -6. I can't remember which one that is. But yeah, like we're still trying to figure out all the bugs that there are with loading and saving custom rooms. We know there are still a bunch, and it's a really high priority for us to get that into a robust state where you can save and load your room easily. But yeah, there are still things. And
Crafter, what's the room?
It's private right now, but out of all the names I could choose, I decided to call it Bagingi.
If you that's a great name. If you email us at support@againstgrab.com, we can look into it and try and help you figure out what's going on.
All right, yeah. So they're telling me here that -6 has failed to load into the room because it took too long to load. So it might have been a room that had too much stuff in it, especially in PSVR. It can be hard to load some rooms that have a ton of stuff in them, and even computer players are also having problems with that. So we're still trying to kick those out.
I also just while on the topic of you saying that there's a lot of items in the room, I've put 2 things, and it just ended up acting like this. I did a drawing and I took a photo of the drawing, and that was it. It just stopped working.
Okay, it's good to get that information, and we've also added new logging into the saving of rooms to allow us to debug those better. So if you're having that kind of trouble, hit us up on the Discord and we can download your saved rooms and see what's going on.
Oh my god, it's so like that's fine. Yeah.
I was like that.
I think
doing it rapidly, and as soon as it started, it was
I have a question.
All right. Sorry, let's come down. Do we have Moz? We had one from you. Let's go confusing.
I have 2 minutes left. Can I please go?
Thank you.
Yes, you're next.
Okay. No. Okay, so I'm relaying a question from a guy with a broken microphone here. The question is, will circuits ever let us make our own NPCs?
Oh, so the question is, will circuits ever let us make our own NPCs? Yes, eventually. It'll take us a while to get there. But yeah, I think the combination of circuits plus physics stuff that we want to do and the ability to mix and match the two should at least allow you to build some really simple AI that's, at least as terrible as our own Quest AI. So yeah, you should be able to get to that. Duffy, do you want to yell at me for saying that?
I was just going to shrug, so you're good.
Okay, all right, let's see your shrug. All right, that's good, pretty good. All right, Total, you said you had limited time.
So I was wondering, are you guys going to add any more activities soon?
So the question was, are we going to add any activities soon? So, yes. So, I mean, obviously we've got a new quest coming, and then we're kind of planning right now what's kind of next for the quest team after that, and so we're not really ready to talk about that, but they are planning to work on something new. So yes.
Okay. I feel like it is.
Motivator, why do you gotta say stuff like that?
Go-karts.
All right.
What if we guess it?
Isaac, yeah.
Okay, will you change the wall glitching or no?
So the question was, will we change the wall glitching or no?
The answer is no. No.
I mean, probably you mean in quests. Not something we're currently working on right now. If it gets like really crazy and everyone's glitching all the time and everyone's yelling at us, then maybe. But, you know, so far it doesn't seem to, like, no one seems to be super mad about it, so we're not really worrying about it. Okay, who have we not heard from? Let's have a question from someone who hasn't asked one yet. Let's go Dino Man.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. So one, will we be able to delete the maker pen objects with the Sandbox machine? And then also,
the music,
with the new circuits...
He's got the music going.
Is that Turtle? Is that you with your music playing?
Yes, it is.
I'm muting him.
Bye, Turtle. Thank you. All right, sorry, Dynamite. So, all right, so let me answer question number 1 was, will we be able to recycle Maker Pen creations with the Sandbox machine?
Yeah, I got it. That's a lot.
I mean, probably not actually, because the plan that we're going for is we actually want to get rid of the Sandbox machine and allow you to browse the Sandbox items wherever you are, rather than have to go back to the machine to pull things out. So probably the Sandbox machine is not long for this world. I don't know exactly how long, but we're sort of actively thinking about how can we give you a browse anywhere solution, because we're trying to look forward to a future where you've got not only the items that we give you, but like thinking long term, you know, everyone's going to yell at me for saying stuff like this, but I'll say it anyway. Like, you know, what we hope to get to is that the things that you create using circuits and the Maker Pen, you can kind of share them with each other and like share them with yourself, and so you want to be able to browse objects anywhere. So that's kind of what we're trying to think of, is like, what's the best way to do that? So probably we're not going to like make the Sandbox machine do more. We're going to look to replace it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you said
it
you
makes
had a second
sense.
question.
With the new circuits, will we be able to use those circuits to make quests?
So the question is, will we be able to use the new circuits to make quests? So definitely, I mean, we hope so. Yeah, we definitely hope so. So like, we're going to keep adding capabilities to circuits and Sandbox and physics and stuff like that, to the point where, like, you know, kind of the discussion between Duffy and the rest of the team was like, hey, for version 1 of circuits, our kind of internal goal was, let's be able to make carnival games, you know, so like a simple shooting gallery or like a free throw machine. And so we kind of like feel like, all right, we kind of at that level now. We're someone, like within a couple of hours of shipping the circuit update yesterday, someone, I don't know if they're here today, someone had made a cookie clicker game that you could go with. Like, that was like phenomenal, like in a couple of hours. And so, you know, what we hope to is like ultimately that you can like 2 or 3 hours after we shipped, someone had built that cookie clicker room, which I thought was amazing.
Jay is very quick with his
I think it's called Cookie Clicker.
It's Cookie Clicker. Yeah.
It's called Cookie Clicker. So yeah, go check it out.
Everyone go there now.
And then, you know, so we really hope that, you know, I think probably next is you'll be able to recreate something like paintball, you know, so you can detect hits and respawn people, spawn people with different weapons, use different locomotion methods. And then probably the next step beyond that, because of the AI, is recreating something like a quest. But yeah,
the only reason I asked about the Maker Pen object is because one of my custom rooms, which is featured, it's completely full on capacity, and the only way I can lower that is if I delete Maker Pen objects. And I don't have the Maker Pen because it somehow got recycled.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
You can take it out of bounds.
There you go.
You can just just fly it 500 meters up in the air and it'll get destroyed.
Or throw it out throw it into the void.
Yeah, and also, so something else we've talked about. So probably coming pretty soon is one of our goals is to make it so that the Maker Pen is a bit more like the camera. So the way that you've got a camera that you can pull out anywhere, we actually want to make the Maker Pen work the same way. So you can always have a Maker Pen. So yeah, this is the pain of being a pioneer, is that you're hitting some of the things we hadn't thought about and haven't really implemented yet. So thank you for being a pioneer. We appreciate it. All right, let's go down this end to Cool Kid.
Like, you know how we have like items like clothing? Will we be able to make our own?
Oh, so the question was, will we ever be able to make our own clothing items and stuff like that? So good question. Not 100% sure. Something we've talked about a bunch is adding better support for costuming. So, you know, right now, some of the, like if you go to the Frozen Castle room, You know, there's kind of fun dress-up kind of clothes you can wear, but it's a pretty clunky experience to like get a Maker Pen object and stick it to yourself. Like it ends up sticking sideways and like being all weird.
And also,
and so,
I also have another question. Like,
okay, well, let me finish this one first then. So like, something we're thinking about is making the costume experience a little bit more seamless, so that you can kind of just very easily be like, oh, I drew some hair with the Maker Pen. I can at least put it on in this room and like wear a costume. It's a big maybe on whether we would like let you save that and wear it anywhere. We got to do a bunch of thinking on that. So that one's a hard maybe. All right, what was your second question?
Like, you know how there's guns? Will we ever be able to like make our own with the Maker Pen?
So you make your own guns? Was that the question?
Like cool items, like what actually work.
Yeah. So the question was, will you ever be able to make like items that actually do stuff, like, you know, like fire a projectile or anything like that? And yes, that's definitely a goal. Is you know, Votivator's got some other stuff he needs to work on first, but I know he's eager to get to, you know, doing things like motors and hinges and other physics primitives for the Maker Pen. And so using that, you should be able to do stuff like, you know, create a little handheld launcher that launches things across the map. So yes is the answer.
And just
How
one
about
more
that?
question.
I actually gave a firm answer to a question. Yes. What's your third question?
Like a lot of times I lag out of the game, and this is like the only game where I always lag out of. Will you fix it?
So the question was like, Cool Kid experiences more lag in Rec Room than in other games. Will we fix it? We will certainly try. You know, there's a lot of different reasons why things lag. It can be pretty hard to debug. But if you want to like email us your logs to support@againstgrab.com, we're happy to work with you, try and help figure out what it is. You want a Wi-Fi, a wireless internet, or a wired internet connection?
I don't know.
Okay. You on what platform? You on a Vive or a PS4 or an Oculus?
PS4.
Okay. Because yeah, so we've had some reports of like Vive and wireless internet can sometimes interfere with each other in a bit of a weird way. But yeah, get in touch with us. We won't do it in the Q&A because we've got other questions to get to, but we're happy to try and help you figure it out. All right. Sirioni.
Yeah, when is the Pirate Quest coming? I joined like a few minutes ago, so I don't know if you already answered this. Pirate Quest?
We did talk about it. It's coming really soon. But here's what we said about before is T-Money has made a very cute little teaser trailer for us, and we're going to release that in the next couple of days, and that has the launch date in it. It's real soon.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's go down here. Special Agent 87. Rex.
Hello.
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 Nice.
Will we ever have a total empty room to start with?
Oh, so the question was, will we ever have a total empty room? Yeah, we call that the blank slate room. So to make a custom room, rather than starting with the park or starting with the performance center, can we just start with a blank slate? Yes, we're going to do that. Honestly, it's just been that we've been so busy finishing off the quest, we haven't had time to do a good job of it. So as soon as we get done with the quest, we'll work on that. So yes.
I have a trivia question for the audience.
Oh yes, T-Money.
Does everyone know what Rex stands for?
Recreation.
Recreation?
Oh shoot!
Who's got it? Yeah, it's Robot Extermination Commando Squad. Okay, that's I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Okay, very good. All right, Kobe, what you got?
Okay, are you ever thinking about like adding weather or like entities like rabbits or foxes that in the park?
Oh, okay. So the question was, are we thinking about adding weather and or entities like rabbits or foxes in the park? Honestly, I have thought about that a bunch because I think that would be adorable. But yeah, I'll kind of like echo the earlier answer I gave about like doing stuff like controlling lights. Our goal is to focus on functionality first with the custom rooms so that you can build like actual games that, you know, like have replayability and stuff like that. And then once we've got that up and running, then we'll look at some of the more fun stuff like, you know, weather effects and rabbits that jump around. You know, and like one of my other stock answers that I know everyone gets sick of hearing is like, we do hope to evolve things like the Maker Pen and the circuits and adding physics that you could make your own rabbit that would hop around for you. So that's also an option. If you can't wait for us anymore to make a rabbit, you can make your own. All right. Water Boy.
There are things I never thought I'd hear.
Are we going to add go-karts? Oh, you ready? So the question was, are we going to add go-karts? So the backstory here for anyone who, if anyone's not familiar with the backstory, sort of famously, probably maybe a year ago or so, we actually made a go-kart prototype that we had some players test. And we decided not to ship it at the time because we had a lot of feedback that it made people feel nauseous. It made some of our internal, developers nauseous, and so we decided not to ship it at that time. We may revisit that at some point, but really, I think realistically, the way go-karts will come to Rec Room is in the form of a custom room that someone builds. I doubt that we'll make it. I think that someone in the community will make it.
If you played Windlands, you know what it's like.
Yeah, Windlands was a tough one for me. Whew. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Okay, let's go down this end. What do we got here? I can't read this name. All right, surnames, Jack.
With the circuits and stuff, will we be able to connect it to like weapons, like the confetti gun and the magic wand, and have them like trigger and like shoot up and all that?
Like a confetti machine.
So the question was, will we be able to connect up weapons like the confetti gun and the wand and stuff to circuits? And the answer to that is yes. I want to do that for sure. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet.
Okay, good.
The important thing is that the goal will always say, goal, every time you hit it, forever.
Every time.
Yes. Okay, no worries. Apology accepted. Thank you, Turtle. No worries.
I have him muted and I have
Mustang,
Waterboy muted, so that's why they didn't say anything.
One of my friends told me to say this, but would you get rid of the tunnel vision and the flying?
Oh, okay. So the question was, so this update we added the kind of comfort vignette, like the kind of like tunnel vision that happens when you fly. And yes, we've actually in our internal build that'll ship next time. We've already made it optional. So in the next build, you'll have a setting in your settings that you can turn that on. So yes.
I'll have to text that to him.
I'm sorry?
Like how? Because you guys don't have eyes. How can we do that? Is it just in the character editing? Because I haven't noticed that.
Oh yeah, that's a glitch.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, I just can't see your eyes.
My head hurts.
All right, Ollie Fear, what you got?
Hello. Some circuit questions, basically.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm going to just give this to Duffy in advance.
Here, take me.
Oh no.
Just one, basically, can we have text input on the sign with like Unicode or something?
So his question was, can we have text input on the sign that's like a little bit more variable? Things like Unicode and probably the length and scaling, I'm guessing, things like that. I don't know about Unicode, maybe, I guess, on Unicode, but definitely like character count and scaling and stuff we want to add. I actually made that sign at like 11 p.m. the night before we shipped, so that's why it's very, very limited right now. I'm sure we'll add to it in the future.
And what are the input-output devices are you considering at the moment?
And his other question was, what input-output devices are we considering at the moment? You mean for the next ship, right?
Yeah.
What were we thinking about adding? Random number generator was one.
Invisible goals.
Yes, we wanted to add another goal that was smaller and also an option to make them invisible so they don't show up. And obviously we're leaving the sound effect like Gribbly said. That's, a requirement for goals. They have to yell goal.
We talked about doing a confetti machine and a sound effects box and stuff
like that. right. As more outputs for fun things to do. So.
Can you just make the goal scalable? And you only need one? Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. All right, who has not asked a question yet?
I'm thinking.
All right, let's do a Discord question wherever that came from.
Wherever I am.
Notorious.
Here I am.
There you are. Sorry, I couldn't see it.
All right. I actually got a question from Discord and I got a question from Twitch. The question from Discord is whether we are going to have the fire potions in the sandbox. Question from Emotional Cat.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So the question was, would we put the fire potions in the sandbox machine? I will give you the answer. I don't see why not. Probably the biggest reason why we wouldn't is that I forget after this Q&A. There's probably no technical reason why we can't. I'm going to put that on Duffy to remind me. So yes, let's say yes. All right. Potions in there. Yeah, there you go. What's the other question?
And I got a question from Twitch. Sorry, your username's not on the screen anymore and I can't scroll. They were wondering if it would be possible. I've already forgotten the question. I'll come back to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, unknown Twitch user. All right. Who has not asked a question?
Sorry, for real. I will ask it. I promise.
Let's go you.
Me?
Wherever the hell my mouse is.
Okay. will you make a quest, like, imagine doing Jumbotron with a bow? Will you add that in, like, the machine?
Lamb's head,
So you
I
can
promise you I
imagine
will ask that
doing-
question. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
so the
Older
question
clothing, that's what
was,
it was.
would we let you do something like play Jumbotron with a bow? And I think, let me broaden that question a little bit, because so far, we have not made it so that you can use the quest environments or any of the quest stuff as a custom room. And that's something that we would like to be able to do. The reason why not is purely technical. Quest is just set up a little differently to the other rooms, because it goes from level to level. But yeah, definitely a goal is that you should be able to use the quests for your custom rooms. And so it's possible that we could let you do that. I'm not 100% sure, but first step one is getting quests into the custom room ecosystem. Squaville.
Alright. Will you be adding like something like you'll be able to trade like items with characters? Like with other people?
Oh, that sounds like a B-buzz to me.
So the question is, will we be adding something that lets you trade items with other people? I would say, I'll go back to the maybe answer. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's likely something that we will try at some point, but it's not on the short-term list of things we're going to do with the merch booth. Yeah, that's it.
But wait, Motivator's got some.
I think the first thing you'll probably be able to trade is things made by you. So when we get a system where you can like make things with the maker pen and circuits and pack them up and browse them, you'll probably be able to also share them with other people. So that's probably the first thing you'll be able to trade, as opposed to things we make for you.
Yeah, something that's probably coming in relatively soon is the ability to fork rooms. So like you make a puzzle room, say, and you can have a co-create, and then you can choose to share that with someone else so that you can they can take and start from your room.
Off the stage, please.
All right. What do we got? Let's go down this end. Dan, what you got?
Are you thinking about adding like different quests?
Different quests?
Yeah, like
other than the pirate one.
Oh, so yeah. So the question was, how do we feel about adding additional new types of quests as well as pirate? So yeah, I think the plan is definitely to add more quests. We want to get the pirate one. We'll do a couple other things, and then we'll for sure do another quest. We're not sure what the theme will be. Definitely as which is kind of fun. I say we definitely had pirate quest on our list, but the fact that so many people on the Discord and the Reddit were excited for a pirate quest definitely helped us say, hey, this seems like a fun theme. So if there's types of quests you're really excited about, come and tell us about it in the Reddit, come and tell us about it in the Discord, and and we'll see.
I was just thinking a spy quest would be quite cool.
Spy quest would be quite cool. Yeah. I think a spy quest could be a pretty fun one. All right, let's go. So we got about 10 minutes left. So, all right, we got...
I remember the Twitch question.
What do you got here? Twitch BMG Sparky.
Man, I've been holding this in all day. I got two questions. All right, for people that like to build, can completely relate to this. All right, so y'all have it to where there's background noise, and if you're building for long hours, those birds start chirping at you.
You can turn that off now.
Like for real chirping at you. I'm trying to listen to music, and then all I hear is...
There's a slider
for that now. Question one. So question one
was... it doesn't stop the background noise. The chattering is still hearable.
It does now. It should now. So as of this update, as in yesterday's update, there's now an ambient slider in your settings that should turn off the birds and the fountains and the campfires and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, then the tunnel vision. For flying,
yeah.
I know that y'all did it for motion sickness, but when you're recording and you want to catch beautiful scenes of what people are doing, like when we did the wedding video, we can no longer do that because it's so hollowed out.
Okay, so first of all, the wedding video was beautiful. That was amazing. We love that. But yes, so yeah, we've definitely had that feedback from a bunch of people. Next update, there'll be a setting to disable the comfort setting for flying. That's coming for sure. All right, Murph, what you got?
Are you ever gonna come up with a name for the shop?
For the shop?
Yes.
Oh, so the question was, are we ever gonna come up with a name for the shop?
We're not creative.
Beavers.
No.
What do you think it should be named?
It should be called the Murph Stand.
The Murph Stand. The Murph booth.
Is that not?
I like it.
You can make your own custom room Murph booth.
I mean, I'll use this as an excuse to say that the merch booth is an experiment again. So we're changing it. We're changing lots of stuff about it. The name might change. Probably not to Murph Booth, but maybe. But yeah, I could see the booth getting bigger. I could see it changing the kind of stuff it sells, and maybe over time, maybe the name changes as well. Rec retail. All right. So
I remember the
who
Twitch
has not asked
question.
a question? I want to. Okay. Notorious. What was the
Wherever I am.
Yeah, there you are. What was the Twitch question?
We had a question from Twitch. We're wondering if it would be possible in the merch booth to buy weeklies that we might have missed or outfits that we might have missed in the past, instead of just bringing them back around as a weekly.
True. Yeah, that's.
So the question is, might we be able to buy weekly challenges in the merch booth at some point? Like if you missed a weekly, you can buy the item in the merch booth. I don't think we'll be selling the skin directly, but I like the idea that you might be able to purchase the opportunity to do the weekly again and get the skin that way. Like spend tokens to get access to old weeklies, complete them, and then get those old skins. That's an idea that I hadn't considered that I'm just thinking about now. That sounds pretty cool. All right. Okay, who has not asked a question? Who has not asked a question? All right.
Person there.
Yeah,
Can I just say something real quick? I think Beboz has blocked me by accident because he just blocked someone next to me, and I can't hear anything he's been saying for like the last 5 minutes.
So he's saying you may have blocked him by accident, B-Boz, because he can't hear anything you're saying.
That could be true.
That could be true. How do you know it was an accident?
Maybe it was on
I'm innocent.
Did you check if it's not on your side?
So, Rams, please, what you got here?
Yeah, are there ever going to be any face tattoos available?
Face tattoos. All right. So the question was, are there ever going to be any face tattoos available? So that's good. That's a good question. So something we've been talking about. We're not exactly sure yet what we're going to do, but we've definitely been thinking like it might be time to kind of spiff up the avatars a little bit, and so add a little bit more personalization, a little bit more character. So we haven't thought about face tattoos. That's a new one, but hey, maybe. So again, like what I would say is come talk to us on the Discord and the Twitter about like, you know, if we were going to add a little bit more ability to customize your avatars, like what would you value? It sounds like Rams plays would like face tattoos, you know, so that's definitely a possibility. All right, Pig Style, have you asked your question yet?
No.
All right, hit me.
No, I'm on a couch. I'm just raising my play space. I'm not raising my hand.
All right, you're just chilling. All right. Oh. Fair enough. Oh, okay. Hang on. Okay. Person.
What are you gonna do with? Are you gonna do anything with boxes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on. So I didn't really understand the question.
Daily challenge, better boxes.
Oh.
No.
Person, go ahead. Ask it again.
Are you ever gonna do anything with the boxes? That you get a box and then you have this thing and then you get this box and you get the same thing. Are you ever gonna change that?
Yeah, the dupes and boxes.
Yeah. So the question is, are we ever gonna do anything with the boxes, specifically in terms of like I'm getting a lot of duplicate items out of boxes. One of the reasons that we're pushing and a lot of 1-stars. One of the reasons that we're experimenting with the merch booth is to address that problem. So we're gonna next sprint. We're gonna try something where we change the boxes around quite a bit and utilize the merch booth more. So when you do things from the merch booth, you're not getting any duplicates there, so that's definitely an advantage of the merch booth.
Got this hat twice and it's so disappointing.
Oh, it's a good hat too. It's pretty hard to get that hat twice actually. I do want to say very cool glasses. All right, Skylar.
Please. Okay, I have 2 questions. So let's say somebody's microphone isn't working. Will you guys ever have the ability to like type and then it comes up as a speech bubble for what they're saying? Like typing something.
Really good idea. Yeah.
So the question was, would we, like sometimes people don't have access to a microphone or their microphone's not working, would we ever add the ability to type a message and have it appear in a thought bubble above you? Honestly, I hadn't really thought about that one. So maybe, yeah, let us talk about that one. It's interesting. Who would want that? Would that be a popular idea?
Yes.
I need it right now because I just got my tonsils out and it's really hard to talk.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's. Yeah. All right.
Now, 'cause I'm lazy.
We'll put that one on the list and we'll look into it. That's a good suggestion. I like it.
I have great questions. I've like piling up in my head. Can I let them out?
I think we already had a question from you, and I want to get to people who haven't asked one yet. So, yes.
There's a question from TBH. His mic is broken, but he hasn't asked one.
Oh, TBH. Oh, you've got it? Okay, we're getting a question from TBH via Votovator. Oh.
Oh, it went so well.
Okay, so his question is, are there going to be trackers for legs in Rec Room?
Don't have legs.
So the question is, are there going to be trackers for legs in Rec Room?
What are legs?
So I would say, like, eventually, maybe. In the short term, no. Like something to the way we think about stuff is like with Rec Room, our goal is, we want anyone who's got VR to be able to play Rec Room. And so that means, most people who are coming into VR are not going to have like leg trackers or anything like that for a fairly long time. And so it's unlikely that we would put a ton of effort into something that only a very tiny percentage of people have. But in the fullness of time, it's, never say never. But it's I wouldn't hold your breath for that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Leg, like
define leg.
Like I think leg is things that you walk around on. Is how the
it's the thing that the cardboard cutouts have, but we don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, Pingo, please. What you got?
Oh, hello. So physics. I was thinking about creating a golf course, but then I realized that you can't control physics. So, are we ever going to be able to control weight? Like,
all right, Votovate is going to answer this one.
All right, so the question was, are we going to be able to control physics in custom rooms? And the answer is yes. I really want to do that. I haven't gotten around to it. Wait. Okay, you can hear me, right? Okay.
Haven't gotten around.
Yeah, I really want to get to like physical toys and thrusters and motors and things like that. I haven't been able to yet, but it's definitely in the future. So yeah, like both changing the physical properties of things that you can create with a Maker Pen and making things that will apply forces and things like that to things you have created.
All right, that sounds great. And by the way, you might want to remove this chair. People can warp into it.
I was just about to do that. Oh my god, I'm losing track.
Just don't do it.
That gave me a good idea for a custom room. I want to make a drag racing room. Would be really fun.
Ooh,
like just a giant rocket booster that you can strap yourself to. All right, so we're nearly out of time, so we're going to do three more questions. Only from people who haven't asked a question before. So quick, Elk.
This guy. So.
Oh no! Mid question here.
Alright, two more.
Quick out back there. Quick out. What's your question?
When
okay,
will Quest be available? When will Pirate Quest be available?
So
are you muting yourself?
Soon.
So there is very soon. There's a trailer coming out in the next few days that'll have the ship date in it, but it's real soon. You won't be waiting long.
Very short. It's 30 seconds.
It's a teaser. Okay, Twix, what do you got?
Will there ever be like animated clothing, like with LEDs on it or something of that sort?
Ooh, yeah. Alright, so the question was, will there ever be animated clothing, like maybe with LEDs on it or stuff like that? So I'm comfortable saying yes, we definitely want to do that. I wouldn't say it's coming soon. We got a lot of other stuff on the list first, but definitely that's something we'd like to get to, for sure. Like, that'd be really fun.
Like
all
you
right.
so much.
Who has not asked a question? Swingley.
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. You know the push to talk function?
Yeah. Push to talk.
Are you thinking of adding like a push to mute? It's for
learn.
So the question was so we got push to talk. Will we have push to mute? So we do have the mute gesture. Does everyone know the mute gesture? So you can do it that way. But you'd like push to talk that works in reverse, basically.
There's also the one in the espresso menu.
Oh yeah, you can do it with the espresso menu.
Down is muting yourself.
Yeah, but when I seem to use that as my microphone off, it says microphone on, but it doesn't do that.
You have to hold
no
it
one
there.
can still hear me. Yeah.
You got to hold it there.
Yeah, you have to hold it inside the button.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Anyway, yes, we'll put that on the list. Right, let me give you a solid maybe on that one. All right, this is going to be our last question. Let's see, we got here. Is this Ansem Slayer? What you got?
I don't know if it's been asked before. When are we gonna choose our own colors or those?
Oh, okay. So the question was, are we ever going to be able to choose your own colors for clothes? And so, yeah, I kind of mentioned before, it's something we've been thinking about. We're definitely going to do a little bit of experimentation with once we've shipped this next quest. Is what's the next iteration of the avatars look like? And I think being able to dye the clothes and change the colors with a little bit more control is definitely on the list of experiments we want to do. So not sure if we'll do that or not, but it's a cool idea and something that we've definitely thought about. And so we'll probably have some ideas to share right after quest ships. We'll be thinking about the avatars, and like everything we do, we're going to want to hear feedback from everyone. Did you have a second part to your question?
No, just gonna say big fan of the game, love it.
Thanks, appreciate it.
We love you too.
Thank you for saying so. Yeah. All right, that's a very nice note to end on. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for playing Rec Room. We love you all. We really appreciate the wonderful community that we have here. So yeah, we're gonna go. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next time. Q&A's over. Okay, someone keeps saying gribbly to me, which is very distracting.
Yeah,
all right,
it's me.
So thanks everyone. Thanks for playing Rec Room. We'll talk to you next
time. Comment on the Discord.
I would like to report a problem that I found.
Report it on the Discord.
Glitch that.
There you go.
No! Wait. I just tried the.
Can I take a photo?
I just tried the.
Watches. Have we talked about watches? Because that's super important that you can't turn it off.
Notorious. I just tried that gesture. The watch. I put my microphone off. Pushed off. Not the second one. Okay.
Make a dream a reality and sponsor the Murph Food.
Can I get a hug? Yo,
Sparky, how'd you get in?
Can I get a hug?
Wait, what are you asking?
Where's Sparky?
Sparky, you're not able to hear me. What
do you mean?
I'm telling you the mute thing. You go to
no. You've got
your microphone off.
You've got it the other way around. You turn your microphone on, and then you've got it. And if you hold it there, it turns it off. That's.
I know, but if you put it in the middle, you're already muted. And if you slide all the way down, it says microphone on.
Yeah. You can hear me right now.
Which is the way that I would.
Yeah, that's when you let go. That's when you let go.
Is that not?
So when you would let go, it'd be back off of that. You would just slide your finger down. But see, I don't hear you. When you're doing it, I don't hear you. Watch, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, What about watches?
Couldn't tell you.
What about watches?
Alright guys, I'm gonna turn everyone's voice down so I can do my closer. Can I borrow someone's perspective that can stand still and look at me for a second? Alright, Sparky, give me a second, I gotta just get the camera selected here.
T-Money added me.
They kept going on the stage.
Anybody want to go to paintball?
The hard part is finding you because there's so many people in this room.
You guys want to go to paintball?
Because I thought you could get through the door. Obviously that wasn't working.
There's so many people talking in the paintball? Anybody want to go to paintball?
Can you report it on Discord?
Alright, I've stolen your point of view.
RBG.
You can stare at me and don't move.
Just shake your head vigorously. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I also gotta turn everyone's voice down. Hang on. There we go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Once again, this is Notorious RBG, twitch.tv/TheNotoriousRBG. If you like what you see, give me a follow. I'm also on YouTube as The Notorious RBG. RR Notorious RBG, I believe, should be in the bottom corner of the screen here. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Question mark. Like I said, Notorious RBG, definitely catch up with us on the Discord, definitely catch up with us on the subreddit. We really love when people come in and talk. I really love when people come in and talk because that means I don't have to talk. I did what I could to try and get questions. I'm going to try and work with the developers a little bit and see if we can streamline the process of getting from Discord and from Twitch onto into the Rec Room. I'm going to actually pitch the question and then maybe make these a little bit longer because they're kind of short. So I'm probably going to be on and streaming in a little bit, just obviously not this. So you can watch that if you'd like. I'm probably going to play some Sprint Vector later. We're definitely going to be doing some Drunk Box with Natty Lynn. Shout out to her, because she's great. SizHD, you're great. Sparky, you're great. I love all of you. There's a bunch of people here. Wait, let me go down the list. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Destiny, haven't seen you in a while. Ducky, Natty Lynn, Shubfleur, Sizz, and Volts, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little... Dropped a compositor for a second. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I love all you guys.